Good morning, everybody. It is February the 9th, 2017. Time to kick off another trading day with our customary disclaimer. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact that they are designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Well, we had a bust yesterday in the 10-year auction. We had a fairly strong close, given some selling in indexes. Last night, equities around the globe rallied, minus Japan's, and are pointed higher this morning, and that has taken the treasuries lower, but we have a 30-year auction today. So my guess is that I do believe the first trade is a sell, but that we're going to find support probably against 125, and we'll play for that. The news overnight was lacking. I couldn't really find any. Japan's machine tool orders were up by quite a bit. Switzerland's unemployment rate was unchanged. German trade balance was off. That was it. So down to whether the EMini is going to take out 2,300 this morning and close above that number or not. Jobless claims, 250. Doubt anybody pays any attention to that. Wholesale trade, plus 1%. Now, that could signal, the start of economic growth. We'll just have to watch and see if that comes through. Natural gas inventories minus 155B, and natural gas or energy today could get a little boost because of this big snowstorm. I think it hits this afternoon. Starts this afternoon on the East Coast, where they're predicting upwards of a foot of snow from Philadelphia through Boston and some of those areas. So that would be a bunch to have to handle. Meanwhile, tomorrow we're supposed to be in the low 70s, and Saturday too. So Saturday in the high 70s out here. So that bulge of warm air in the central part of the United States continues. So we have cold in the northwest, west of the Rockies. We catch the northern tier of the states. That big storm usually heads into Canada, over Illinois, and then we have cold from a different front that comes roaring down that can't hit the northeast. So the rest of the country is pretty darn warm. So we have the 30-year auction today, and at some point I believe the market will get support. Short end up, 10-year piece of paper. We're never afraid to sell the 10-year piece after the 10-year auction, or into the 10-year auction, because it can be the weak one. And so will the 30-year auction today be up or down? We had 2.29 coverage yesterday for the 10-year. I doubt if the 30-year will be any worse than that. So something less than 2.3, it will be deemed a weak auction. As far as coverage goes, if that comes in that way, but then you have to look at the indirects and dealer participation. So we have support starting right down here at 125.04. We do have a B. I do think the market is pointed lower, so 25.01, 24.29 by 1. Put a question mark at 4. It may take 4s to get in. By 2, 21 to 25. And a lot will be riding on the EMini before we see where this goes. On the sell side, 8 to 12. Sell 1, 15 to 19, sell 2. Hope everybody had a great evening. It was kind of cold here. I think we had a high yesterday of about 35. Normally right now we'd be about 46 on paper. Things are warming up a little bit. January's 42 is the average temperature, and I don't think we had that in January. I think we've been maybe 7 to 10 days of really, really cold weather. Pretty mild so far. Last winter was non-existent too. Global warming. And as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing wrong with global warming, and I don't dispute the fact that the planet climate can warm. I just dispute the fact that it's caused by man. I think that when you look up in the sky and see the sun, you've got your primary source of heat for the planet. I don't think that'll change. Okay, we're at 26 at the last rotate up in Asia at 03. After London's been open, the last rotate up has been 31. So 53, 53.04 is number 1. 7 to 11, sell 1. 15 to 19, sell 2. I think we do have a short down here. 16 to 20 is number 1. 9 to 13, buy 1. 1 to 5, buy 2. Well, Nancy, let's hope that the hype by the weathermen exceeds the actual storm. It normally does. Got to get excited about something. Sell your services. Get people tuned in all the time looking at the adjustments to the weather reports. Get great big advertising hits that way. That's the way it works. I'd hate to be a weatherman in Los Angeles or San Diego or places like that. Oh, we're going to have another day of the same as yesterday, the day before that. The only thing that can come in and really change the forecast very much is Santa Ana winds and rains in the rainy season. So they have pretty benign weather out there, which is why people like to live there. Okay, looking at the euro. We had a 20 to 30 sell last night. We just touched the bottom edge of it. So right now this morning, 15 to 25, sell 1. 45 to 55, sell 2. On the buy side, 75 to 85 is where we were yesterday. Buy 1. It's held up pretty good. And 106.50 for buy 2. Do sound like a broken record on the euro. We're in a pretty tight trading range, a little higher, a little lower, but not much in the way of change. Looking at gold. Okay, we had 43.45 as a sell last night, and it's still 2 days in a row. It's worked out reasonably well for us. Sell 1. 49.51, sell 2. On the buy side, I think we had 38 to 40 as a buy. That's the information we went to bed with last night. Pretty damn good. That's where we are right now. Buy 1. And 34.36 buy 2. Kind of a repeat of yesterday's closing. The EMini rallies today, the Dow. I would imagine gold would come off. No reason to own gold. Stock market's higher, right? Okay, crude was saved yesterday by the draw in gasoline inventories. That was not what the API showed, but anyway, that was the reason given for the strength. And you'd expect, if the economy, the sentiment and everything is changing to the positive side, you'd expect demand in gasoline to grow. Yesterday we had an article out by Goldman that retail gasoline sales are off by 6%. That usually signals a recession. I don't know who's right. My guess is that with the change in sentiment, that the return of optimism, is that we've got a reasonable chance for the stock market, not the stock market, but the economy to start to grow again. So here we are, 53, 53 and a quarter, sell 1. 53.50, 75, sell 2. On the buy side, 52.50, 52 and a quarter, buy 1. And then 51.75, 51, 52 even, buy 2. I think we're going to have, again, best resistance is at 54, 54.50, sometimes 53.50 holds. Blue yesterday said we're headed to 53.50. Nancy's taken over your role as a forecaster. I think she's pretty good at calling where oil's going to go. Okay, the EMini, is it going to rally today or not? The question. And it's poised to trade higher. And if we put it all together and look at the structure, like what we've been talking about since November the 9th, structure and everything favors higher prices. I don't see any signs of selling yet. And it'd take a pretty obvious piece of news to change things. So 2300 is the target. Can we get there? The current high is 22.99.50, and we had a recommendation on the structural sell at 22.99 or 23.03, and if you had taken that trade, the market did trade back to 22.81. So we haven't even really gotten 20-point correction in the E-mini up here. That shows you how strong it is. Jobless claims, 250. Wholesale trade +1. And nat gas inventories -155 BCF. I guess if there's a news focus, it's jobless claims. So right now, 99 to 01, sell 1. 4 to 6, sell 2. And you wouldn't want to have a resting limit order out there this time on your sell 1 like you would the first time up there. The first time up there, sell at 99 to 01. It was a good trade. On the buy side right now, we're at 93, so 89 to 91, buy 1. 85, 87, buy 2. So we're trying to buy 85s to 90s. And if 23 does hold this resistance, 2300, they can't take it out and hold that level, then we can get short. Otherwise, we're just pretty much interested in the buy side. It's going to take a bit to get everything up and done. I'm going to get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible.